And I mean, that is just such an important change because especially with those small procurements, those just were not available to people.
Exactly.
And by making the small businesses in Massachusetts the priority for our state spending around that procurement level that's very manageable for many businesses, that can make a critical difference in allowing them to grow, perhaps hire someone, and really create the kind of jobs and economic growth we need in our local communities.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
And in the second year of the program, because this is year one, we're going to be looking to expand the participation of small business in really large procurements, over $150,000. A lot of times, that's our procurements, because everything our office establishes is really a large procurement. And we need to figure out a way to bring small businesses into the system and allow them to compete and participate. We're thinking of a few things. One of the things we've been doing more and more of is breaking up statewide contracts into regions. So maybe I'm a small business in Wakefield, and I can serve the North Shore, but I really can't go out to the Berkshires. So we'll try to break up our contracts so that business can compete for the North Shore, and they can get on the contract and serve the North Shore community.
Yeah.
So we're thinking of breaking them out that way. We're also thinking of breaking out some of our larger contracts into smaller components. We've done that fairly successfully. We had one huge public relations contract, and we broke that out into 3 smaller contracts for promotional items, event planning, and marketing. So now if I'm an event planner, I can go just for event planning, whereas before I might not.
You had to do the whole package, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great.
So we're looking for ideas on how we can get more of that participation. We'll be pulling together some work groups over the next year to try to get the best ideas. And starting in fiscal year 12, we'll be expanding the small business program even more.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We're very excited.
It is, and it's a long time coming, and you certainly worked hard up at the State House, really trying to build support for this, very creative financing and how you did it so that this is, my understanding, being done for very low or no cost to the taxpayer. And
it's at no cost to the taxpayer.
Yeah, you've really taken a need that I've seen in communities for years and really tried to do it, and you did it in a creative way that didn't cost anything back. And that's sort of the win-win solutions we're constantly looking for. So that's it's exciting.
We are very excited.
And I think you will see as people begin to understand the opportunity it creates. I think you're going to see a lot of people joining, and it's great to have the threshold fee waived for a year. And once you're registered, is that registration good for just a year, or is that an ongoing?
It's good for the year. We're looking into what we're going to do in year 2.
Okay.
And so we don't know quite yet what the plan is going to be, but certainly for this first year, it is waived for any small business. If you're currently a small business and you actually paid for your Smart Bid subscription already, when you renew it, whether that's next week or next April, you will then be eligible to get a year for
great.
free.
So everyone will get the free year.
Everyone will get at least one free year.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
That's good.
We also have in our office what's called a supplier diversity program.
Yes.
And that is a new consolidation. Previously, there were at least 2 programs that focused in on the minority and women-owned business community. There was the State Office of Minority and Women-Owned Business, or SAMBA, and they did the certification. The state actually requires certification, so we know that it really is a minority and women-owned business that's trying to do business with the state. We also had an affirmative marketing program in our office, OSD, the Operational Services Division, and those folks actually worked with the certified businesses to explain to them how to get on a state contract, how to compete. We have a mentoring program where we match up businesses with fledgling businesses who are newly certified that want to figure out how to submit a bid for this particular commodity or service.
That's
and they'll
wonderful.
mentor them, they'll work with them, they'll help them figure out the process. But if I was a minority or women-owned business, I had to go to 2 separate offices.
Right.
I had to go to SAMBA to get certified, and then I had to go over to OSD and get training, and it didn't seem to make sense to send businesses to 2 places. The governor filed a consolidation bill in January, and the legislature passed it. I
Yep.
think they passed it unanimously.
They did.
I've never heard of a unanimous bill being passed, but that was great. I'm sure there have been many. And we've started to implement that program. So we now are functioning more as one office. They haven't physically consolidated with us yet. We hope to do that in the next 3 months. But once that happens, you'll be able to go to one place to get all of your questions answered about how do I get certified? How does the state do business? I need some help in figuring out this RFR. And we're hoping that it's a more efficient way of delivering services.
And I think those are the type of common sense reforms that people are really looking for. As a business person, you're so busy. Why make people go to 1, 2, 3, 4 different places? And that's sort of what I think has been a hallmark of your career and your work at as state purchasing agent has really been looking for those ways to make it more efficient, looking for a way to make it easier to do business with the state while really keeping a close watch on our taxpayer dollars and making sure we have efficiency. So my hat is off to you, Ellen.
I think there's still a lot more we can do.
I think that's right. And but I think that you have really, you've brought great leadership to that office and doing what you've already accomplished.
Thank you. We have a system that I mentioned called Compass,
Yeah.
which is free for anybody to go to. There is that smart bid subscription, which you have to pay for, except if you're a small business. But for every other feature of Compass, if you want to get up in the middle of the night in your pajamas and find out what are the state contracts for office supplies, you can go to Compass 24/7. You can search for contracts. You can put in a keyword of office supply, and it will bring you to the statewide contracts. All of our contracts are up on Compass. All of the pricing information is up on Compass. So if you wanted to see how much the state is paying for a particular item on statewide contract, you can look there. We try to be very transparent.
That's great.
But I still think there are challenges ahead of us. We're working this year on a quick quote system, which will allow all of the bids for small procurements to be done over the internet.
Oh, great.
So you won't have to send it in fax or email or go to a copy shop.
Great.
And we think it'll save money.
That's terrific. I can't thank you enough for the work you're doing. I know there are going to be many people who will watch this show and want to contact you. What is the best way to get a hold of your office and get more information?
The best way is to really start on our website. There's a lot of information. All of the phone numbers are listed, excuse me, on our website. So you can start there. You can get basic information about who we are, what we do, the programs we have. As I said, there's a link to the small business program. There's a link to training. So I would encourage people to really familiarize themselves with the website and contact us if they have any questions.
And is it mass.gov?
It's mass.gov/OSD as an Operational
Great.
Services Division. And there's a website for the Small Business Program, which is mass.gov/SBPP for Small Business Purchasing Program.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing what you're doing and for the great work you're doing in promoting business and value and efficiency in state government.
Thank you. It's been a real pleasure. And I hope folks learn something from this and they'll follow up and get in touch with us.
I know they will.
Good.
Thanks.